Hello everybody, welcome back to another Wizard101 video, and today I'm going to talk about the 3 or 4 main ways to get mounts for free without having to spend a single crown on them. Because let's be honest, these prices for mounts are kind of crazy. I mean, 12,500 for a 2-passenger, 5,000 for like ones. I mean, this type of stuff is just insane. So this is going to serve as a video that's just kind of an overview of how to get these mounts for free through just typical farming, grinding, and whatnot. So without further ado, let's get started. Um, so the first boss or place that you can go to farm mounts is in Crocotopia in the library. You just kind of saw how I got there. Take a right at the librarian into this place called the Oasis, the Hall of Doors. So it's a lot of doors. And this skeleton key boss is actually new. It's kind of useless, so eh. But this one down here is where you want to go. Ra. He's a wood key boss, and I'm going to show you real quick just how pathetically easy he is. You know, obviously at Crocotopia level, it's kind of hard, but I mean, you get to Marleybone. Like, it's the easiest thing ever. And maxes tend to farm this a lot too because the mounts are pretty cool. But yeah, so as you can see, it's a wood key boss. And make sure I have my right deck on, because it would be embarrassing if I didn't. But yeah, so Ra, you get a badge for beating him. I've probably beat this guy a gazillion times. But as you can see, I'll rank 3 for boss. 3,000 health, 920, 880, 800. And you can literally one-turn this. He also gives you more power pip. This is a power play bubble. So, it's really cool. And you just literally one-turn it. Not really the hardest thing to do. And as you can see, here we go. I one-turned it at max level. Definitely, like, if you're not 170, it might be a bit harder. But yeah, it's not super hard. And he drops some jewels. I gave Nectar. Drops, like, no trade, no sell wands. Like this. But it's really not super difficult. And then in terms of what he actually drops, I have it pulled up here. He drops all these mounts. He drops the ponies. He drops the Mander Palanquin, the Crocagator, the Camel. And in terms of just straight mounts, like, he is pretty good. The drop rates aren't the worst, and they're wood keys, so it's pretty easy to get. Just like form Kraken for a little bit. So in terms of that, that is probably the better way to get the mounts. I have 2 Mander Palanquins. One is on my death. The other is on my storm. But yeah, so that's kind of what he drops. And so Ra is by far the easiest, but I think out of the 2 bosses that you can farm for mounts, he has the lowest drop rate. So the second skeleton key boss, they're all skeleton key bosses, keep in mind, that you can get mounts pretty plentifully from is Omen. And Omen, in my opinion, is the best skeleton key boss in the game. He drops pretty good gear. I mean, pretty okay gear. His deck, I think, is probably best in slot between Darkmoor and Novice. I definitely know it was best in slot at 130 when that was max after Imperial Part 2. And overall, he drops the No Trade Mastery Amulets, which are clutch. I have a lot of them. Well, that's not one of them. But the Luphilim stuff, the Fire one, Storm, Myth, Ice, Life. I have 2 lives, actually. I don't know why I have 2 lives. Balance. A lot of that, excuse me. And, I mean, keep in mind, they are no trade, but still they're mastery amulets. Like, as you can see, like, my fire raid set that I do for Crying Sky. Like, I use the fire one. So they're really useful. The decks are pretty good, too. I actually use it for every now and then. I have one of them. So Omen is probably one of the more useful bosses. It also drops a lot of mounts. I actually have a lot of them because I farm Omen a lot. Like the Ice Skates, my iconic mount that I've been using ever since I got him, I got from Omen. You also get mounts like the Frostfang Tiger from him. I got that yesterday running a bit of Omen. You get the wings, which I definitely are one of the more like sought after ones. And then you can get the Winter Treant. Though this one I didn't get from Omen, I got from the when it was in the member loyalty shop, and that's the two-person mount. So Omen overall is really good. So these are all of the mounts he drops. He has the Stag and the Snow Ram. I have that on my ice actually. The Owl, um, a lot of them, and so, and then the overall strats on the slide too. Um, so the way he works is you have four bosses. They're all kind of based off. There's Omen, and then the three shadow transformations: the Seraph, the Sentinel, and the Shrike. And it's very time consuming, but not super hard if you know what you're doing. The general strat is to trap stack the Sentinel. Since the Sentinel started the fight, does the Sentinel thing onto the other three, and as long as the Sentinel is alive, he will immediately enfeeble you if he blades. You blade. So the general strategy is trap stack the Sentinel, kill him, blade up, kill the rest. And those aren't too difficult. So that's Omen. Probably the best skeleton key boss in the game. In my opinion. Most useful. I mean, definitely I think gold keys, some of the gold key ones might outpace him. But in terms of like non-gold key, and probably one of the more iconic, Omen is hands down the best. So let's say you don't want to farm Omen or Raw for mounts, or there is one in the Crown Shop that catches your eye. There are actually a lot of the permanent mounts in the Crown Shop can be bought for gold. Let me find what's gold so I can show them all off. But as you can see, there is a lot. You have that just got rid of it, didn't it? My bad. As you can see, there are actually quite a few, and they're all between 50 and 100k gold. You have the lion, the lioness, the Bengal, the broom, the pony actually from Raw drops that you can buy, blue dragon, more brooms. You can buy a few in here. They're definitely like the more basic ones, but you can buy mounts in the Crown Shop for 50 to 100k gold generally. So if you have the gold to spare, or if you don't want to farm them, go ahead and try that route. Um, Definitely for sure. Though that's really useful, great to keep in mind. So the final way to get mounts without having to pay crowns, well, the major way at least, is through Takelos Coppersmith, who you unlock after you beat Mount Olympus for the first time here in Aquila. Um, he drops, I mean, all of the kind of upgraded crafting parts of the gear, but also he drops the whirlwinds. And as you can see, I've actually bought a couple. I have the life whirlwind. I got it from drop. But he drops all of these whirlwind notes. And so the crafting recipes typically involve certain ultra plant, emotive transport, fish based off of the school, and then that school's bubble. So they're not the hardest thing to get. Now, the ultra plants you can get from Master Duels, which coincidentally also drop these as perma drops. That's how I got the life one. But the whirlwind mounts are actually kind of cool. I have the death one. I used that actually for a while. And as mounts, and then you kind of see the same here with the life. So overall, these mounts are kind of cool and pretty good ways to get mounts within the game. Definitely, it's a lot easier than it is Pirate. But this is kind of the last major guy you can get these mounts from. And I would definitely recommend doing it once you get your crafting level up, because these mounts are genuinely definitely kind of cool. And then some just kind of final notes here. So permanent mount drops aren't exclusive to Raw and Omen and Master Duels. But these are probably the easiest ways to get them. I mean, obviously, Raw, easiest fight. Omen, I think he's guaranteed to drop. No, he's not. He drops him out. Like, you do 3 runs of Omen, you're going to get a per mount from him. Master Jewels aren't. They probably have the same drop rate as Raw, but they also help you with crafting the Whirlwind mounts if you can't get them. You can also get the rental mounts from Seek if you want to buy crowns. I mean, not crowns. One with gold every day. And then for 2-way mounts, the only 2 ways I know of is either the Winter Treant from Omen, or by fighting Captain Hawkins, another Stone Key boss in Savaria. He drops, I believe, a boat mount. So yeah, these kind of are just the general ways to get mounts within Wizard 101. Definitely, if you want help farming them, like I like farming Raw. I love farming Omen. For a lot of wizards that need the Omen Asteries. So hit me up in the Discord. As always, thank you all for watching. The slideshow, just overall which mounts drop where, and a basic strat for the 2 bosses. As always, will be linked in the description below and is in the guide section of my Discord. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below and ask, or join the Discord and ask me. And yeah, so like if you enjoyed, subscribe for some more Wiz content, and thank you all, as always, for watching.